Yo, what's up? So day number 5, back on the sim account. Another red day, but I think we did a lot better today. We followed most of our rules. We did get really emotional off at the beginning of the trading session. I think most of my trades were impulse trades, but at least we stopped when we hit our max daily drawdown. So, because I'm really seeing how detrimental it is to not follow that rule. I'm really starting to see that. So we're taking that part as a win, but yeah, I guess $260 red day is not nearly as bad as a $630 red day or a $338 red day. So we're gonna count that as a win. My goal today was not to make profit. My goal today was follow my trading plan and not break my rules. And I didn't break my rules, but did not follow my trading plan. I did not. I got over emotional, I got FOMO, and I overtraded, and now I'm in drawdown. But I'm gonna stop. I think the next goal for me is to teach myself why it's so important to not overtrade and to be patient at the beginning until I understand what the market's doing. Alright, just sitting down and getting in a trade without watching the order flow for 10 or 15 minutes first is kind of like just jumping in front of traffic and hoping for the best. So, yeah. Try not to go running out in the freeway anymore. Try to, wait for our opportunity and then cross when it's safe to do so. Anyways, hopefully you guys had some better luck than I did today, but, was not a bad day. We're not counting this as a bad day. It's a step in the right direction, so. Where do we want to get in, though? We're seeing a 10 lot trade here. Seeing 7 sit on the bid. Kind of seems like, kind of want to watch this price action. It kind of seems like they're pulling it down to buy it a bit lower, but they're selling down here into the bid, so it could keep going down. So I kind of want to see them maybe push back down to the lows here, and if we can get back down here, then maybe we'll try to go long. Kind of seems like this is where the buyers are stepping in, though. We're gonna wait for an access point here. They're pulling the
order
we're
filled.
gonna go long. We're taking this based on us hitting the low. We really should have waited to see how price interacted at the low. I'm just gonna take this out, break even.
Stop filled.
I got into that too early. They're gonna run it back down to the lows. But it kinda looks like they're just trying to pull it down to buy a little bit more down here. But let's see that happen before we just assume, because they could try to push it down into this liquidity first. So yeah, it's probably a good thing that we waited. They're down at that lows. They're still selling into the bid pretty aggressively though, so maybe they try to break the lows. So yeah, they're pushing into the lows now. I should mark this on the footprint. I've got it marked on my 1 minute chart, but you guys can't see that. This is kind of what I'm considering the lows. In here is all buying liquidity. So now we've seen a shift change, but I think they're going to push it down there because I kind of want to see shorts get stopped out. Okay, if this turns into an outside bar, we're going to buy it. They're still selling into the bid more aggressively than they're buying. There's more selling, but sitting on the bid pretty. Now they're pulling it back down. I'm going to put a limit in down at the lows here at 1765.
Order filled.
Oh, and that was the
order filled. Order submitted.
We'll see if price comes back down to here. What we don't want to do is chase it. They're trying to pull it down, so they're not trying to sell it into the lows. That's not what they're trying to, from the looks of it. They're trying to pull it down to buy. You can see them loading that bid, but they might pull it down into here one more time. There's more interest down here than up here. If it runs without me, so be it. I want to see it pull it back down here. They're trying to instigate some selling with that 9 lot, it would seem. So I don't think we'll get it back down there. They're trying really hard to pull it. Oh, maybe I should be more patient. Yeah, I should be patient. They're trying to pull it down there, but there's no selling. They're just pulling the bid.
Order filled.
Okay, so we just got triggered into that trade. Now we want to see them start buying it back up. There we go. That's what we wanted to see. So they pulled the bid, they pulled the bid, they pulled it down, and then they bought. They bought down here. Did not want to buy up here. So they either instigated the selling, or by pulling the market down, by pulling the bid, or they might have even traded that just to pull it down. But it looks like, because price is moving down, that we'd be, if we were watching just the candlesticks here without the order flow, we'd be looking at this to break the lows. But what we're seeing on the bid and the offer is not showing that. We're not seeing aggression from the sellers down here. We're not seeing reload in the offer. We're seeing reloading on the bid. And when price is moving down, we're not seeing selling. We're seeing pulling the bid and price dropping into it. So this is giving us all clear signs that this is going to move up. But as we know in the markets, nothing's for sure. So we just saw the seller hit into that liquidity from the buying pretty aggressively. So this could be, there could be a shift change here and our whole trade could be invalidated. And at that point we just want to get out. So we should actually just keep this stop relatively tight, because if this does break the lows with some aggression, I don't want to lose too much on that. Because essentially once we break these lows, my long trade is invalidated. You can see just loaded 15 on the bid down here. So it almost makes me think they're going to let it fall down into here. And what is that, 604? So just above my stop, right at the bottom. Nothing's happening right here.
Stop filled.
Yep, so that was... Now do we try to follow this with the, if it pops back up? Maybe. Maybe this is a place to go long. Buyers reloading the bid. Let's see if they can shoot moves through it or it's going to move up. We're gonna buy
Order filled.
But we bought it at a terrible price. I was not looking at where I was clicking on the... So that could have been just a fucking stop run to grab some liquidity. And I should have honestly probably been a little bit more patient getting to that trade. Are they just going to keep hammering it though, the sellers? Yeah, but buyers are fighting back. We should not have got in here. We should have waited.
Stop filled.
I don't know if we want to try to short this, honestly.
Order filled.
We're gonna buy. Yeah, this seller is just, as soon as he sees this liquidity from the buyers, he's just hammering into it. That's what's happening. The seller's seeing the liquidity from the buyers and just hammering into it, but price is still moving up. I shouldn't even be trying to trade
Stop
this,
filled.
honestly.
Order filled.
Yeah, I'm not following setups right now.
Stop filled. Order filled.
Okay. I do think we're now going to take this to the upside now that the buyers stepped away, or the seller. They could just be trying to lift it up to sell into it again. And you know what? On the 1 hour, we're at the top of this big range. Yeah, the selling is just really aggressive. Really should be watching the order flow. I'm kind of getting emotional in these trades right now because the market is not making sense.
Stop filled.
I think there's a lot of potential for a short right now, so I think we're at the top of this little 1 minute range. If we break through this, we'll let the pullback happen.
Order filled.
We're seeing short. We're seeing all the markets go short right now. There's just a buyer sitting here, so once he backs off, but we should be waiting for him to back off, right? We should be waiting to trade through this 14, because now they're gonna let it run up. They're gonna run it up to find some liquidity.
Stop filled.
Yeah. Well, I'm stopped out. I am over my max daily loss. So we're just gonna stop trading. We're gonna stop trading. We're kind of caught into this little range anyways. That was a terrible trading session for me. I don't think that most of those trades were placed very emotionally. I got very frustrated off the rip. And yeah, the market just was, the order flow was not making a lot of sense. Like the way that seller was coming into the market, there was just no way that I could have seen that coming. It looked like we were building a long position, and the seller just came in out of nowhere with a huge aggression. But then the buyer stepped in really aggressively down here, and they just kind of battled it back out, and I got caught in the chop, and I got really frustrated. And so we're probably going to be looking at a really big short, because what I didn't notice, because I was so frustrated, is that we're sitting at the top of a really big up move from on the 1 hour, and it looks like it's going to set up into a big short. And I was too focused on the 1 minute, and I did not see it. So what I didn't realize also is we're at the top of the range in the daily, so we're at all-time highs right now, and yeah, ES is selling, RTY is selling, YM selling, and I was trying to go long, which I could have caught a move in there, but I was not being patient. I was just chasing the price action. If I saw a lot of buying come in, I wanted to buy. If I saw a lot of selling come in, I wanted to sell. And that's emotions, not logical thinking. Because I should, once I see the buying, if I miss my access point, I should wait for it to pan out and then bring it back down with the sellers. You should only be playing top and bottom of these ranges. If we're waiting for it to break the lows, we need to wait for it to break the lows, not sit in the chop at the top hoping that we get it right. But we're making progress, so remember this for next time.